Do you like working Duke games? Because I imagine you get complaints from both sides. The other team's fans saying that you're a homer, and then Duke fans saying you're trying too hard not to be a homer. So, like, did you ever feel like you were trying too hard? Was there pressure when calling Duke games?
No, never. I mean, I can't say that when I first really got going as a broadcaster that it wasn't something that was kind of hanging there. But after 30 years of doing this, it's not even a concern. Like
Yeah.
if I haven't built up the credibility for reasonable people to know that I don't care who wins, I don't care. And that was a difference when you first started. Like I had honestly never gone to a game before where I didn't care who won. And as a broadcaster, you do so many games. Like who has the bandwidth to care who wins? I don't care. Every team's on their own. And when they do when they're really good, you say so. When they're not good, you say so. It's not that big of a deal. Like to me, fair isn't difficult. Um, Being unfair is difficult because then you have to explain it and try to stay in a certain lane. That to me that would never work. But I've never worried about that. And I get it. I don't have any problem with people can say whatever they want. When people are critical and we don't take as much criticism as players and coaches do. We take some, but when you get criticized, the way I look at it is the criticism right? If it's right, I deal with it and address it. If it's not, then I don't have to worry about it. And then I ask, is it reasonable? If it's reasonable, I consider it. If it's unreasonable, I just dismiss it. Like, how can you worry about unreasonable stuff? I don't even worry about that or concern myself with it.
Yeah, I mentioned obviously that I'm a Knicks fan, and when I watch games on MSG, I can very much tell that Mike Breen is a Knicks fan, and I think you should be able to tell that because it's the home network, the home broadcast. But when he does a Knicks game on ESPN, I think he does an amazing job of turning that off. And like maybe Celtics fans and Pacers fans will disagree with that, but I absolutely think he sounds like a different announcer calling a Knicks game on ESPN versus MSG. And I don't know how he is able to just turn it off and almost like not even forget that like, oh, right, I am on ESPN and not MSG. Like you would think just because he calls so many Knicks games throughout a season that he would um it would almost just be second nature for him to be on ESPN and calling it as if he's the home announcer, but he doesn't, and it's very impressive.
One thing on that, Brandon, like I don't know. I've never talked to Mike about sort of the Knicks broadcast versus the national broadcast. My sense is there's probably that not that much of a difference, and it has nothing to do with what he wants or his any sort of fandom. My sense is that on a Knicks broadcast, uh, he is tailoring his thing to his audience,
Yeah.
and the audience is different. It includes Knicks fans, but it's different for a national audience. One thing when I have talked to reasonable people about, maybe they think, hey, like a Duke fan thinks that hey, why aren't you more passionate about Duke? You went there, you played there, you played for Coach K. Like, why do you try to be so down the middle? And I'll go, wait a minute. So it's my voice that's biased, not your ears. Because fans carry bias too.
Yeah.
So, like it's not like all the fans are objective. So, half if you do a Duke Carolina game, half the people are like, well, you're trying too hard to go down the middle, and the other half are like you said, are saying, you biased clown. How could you say it? Stuff like that. So, part of it has to be figured out, factored in rather the fans' ears. Like, so they're not biased; they're the objective ones, and we're the biased ones. That
Yeah.
kind of sounds a little crazy too.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. The fact that we know the people complaining about the biased announcers are biased. So I think that's definitely a great point.